All right, folks, welcome back. So if you liked this and you want to know more about the 1.9 update and you want to see all of the tools in the 1.9 update used in a totally free course, go ahead and check out the link below for a free course on Affinity Photo 1.9 where we show you how to apply all of the updates. All right, on behalf of the 7th Season Studios, thank you so much for taking the journey with us, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, folks, welcome back to Affinity Photo. Now, this is one in 1.9 that we use all the time in the apparel company. So when you do t-shirt mock-ups, this is our standard black t-shirt, and we could be changing the design several times. And so one of the things that gets out of control real fast is file size. If you're bringing in the art into this and you're making adjustments, it gets pretty large pretty fast. So one of the things we like to do is we like to link it with our client folders. So this allows you, when you bring in images, instead of embedding them, and anybody that's done time in mockups knows exactly what that does to your file size, instead of embedding them, you can link them. So what I've done, I've opened up this t-shirt document, and you go to File, Placement Policy, and I'm going to put a placement policy of linked in there. All right, so what happens now is when I go to File, Place, and let's go ahead and find one of our designs here. I'm going to go ahead and let's see, where do we have? There we go. The Nabakubi element. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to place this into the t-shirt. Now, this thing right here is now linked. It's not actually placed. They're looking out on my network and they're finding where it is. So this image is in my D drive in a completely separate folder from here. Now, in order to take a look at the resources that are used, you go to View, Resource Manager, and the Resource Manager will tell you all of the images that have been used in your project. So the Namakubi elephant, isolate PNG, it tells you where it is, it's linked, gives you the size, and it gives you the DPI. So if I was to come down here and locate it in the document, notice it would show me. Now, notice how it's also in a completely different area than my t-shirt. If I come to here, this is in my D drive. The t-shirt is in my mockups folder. Now let's go ahead and add a background. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to place just a normal old background. So stay with me here. Let's go ahead and find one. Let's go ahead and go to Pro EDU on this one. All right, just something yellow for lack of a better word here. Okay, so this thing, we're going to turn it. And again, it's fully modifiable, right? So let's go ahead and just bring this in. And this is not the background that I would go with, but it's really annoying, and so it gets the point across. All right, so now notice we have these. They're linked. Now notice these are also in separate areas. There's the location of one. There's the location of other. Now, one thing you can do, you can always switch these over to embedded, which then will bring them in, and the file size is crazy. Notice this subtle portrait background is 40.48 megabytes. It's so high res that this would tank if you were to try to put this in each file for each client. Now, the other thing you can do, let's say that these are in different areas, we can collect them. So now these are in separate areas. If I want to collect them, I select them both by holding Shift. I collect them. And now I'm going to go ahead and just drop them in the folder for City Textures Pack. You can create your own, right? Now, if I come into that folder, let's go ahead and check it out. And we come over here. We go to Pro EDU. City Textures pack. We should see the Namakubi elephant and that pack in there. So that's a little bit on how you manage the linked. And this is a nice way if you create your own folder, then if you're passing it from one colleague to another, everybody has the source files that they need without gumming up the file size of your image. All right, folks, that's a little bit on this. This is huge. We'll see you in the next one.